Hello, this is Star, and today I wanted to mess around with looking at compression when it comes to analyzing it in a spectrum analyzer, like the one that's built into Bitwig or the one that I have, Spectrum 2. And I will show how I have this set up. But realistically, um, I've seen a couple of videos earlier that people looked at how the compression was handling the peaks and stuff like that through the analyzers. But I think they were using FabFilter or something else, something other than what I was using. Um, but I wanted to test it out and see if I could see it and what it does and it affects. So what I have going right now, and you'll notice that next to it, there's a tool here. I got everything cranked down. I don't really want to annoy the heck out of you with sound. I kind of want to just display what's going on in the spectrum an analyzer rather than hearing it. Because I think it'd make a little bit more sense to see what. And I think I turned my microphone. So I got three versions of pigments here turned on. Um, Basically, they're default. They're all I wanted was a plain sine wave out of each of them, and I got three of them going. Each of them has a note transpose, and one's going a octave higher than the other one. So what's going through is you're seeing three different octaves, and I didn't know this, or I wasn't paying attention, but the dBs, the decibel level here, or how loud that uh, um, frequency is for those three pitches actually are increasing in um, amplitude, which is kind of interesting to tell the truth. It starts off low and then goes high, and those go for each of the pitches. So while my mouse is over it, you can see the 266 hertz and negative 34. If I go up to here to where the peak is up here, it's 29 decibels, which is sort of interesting. And then overall on the master channel over here, we're looking at 25 or so. We're not looking at anything because basically I turned it down. Um, it should be about. Actually, let me get another plug in here. I'll tell you me exactly what we're looking at. We're looking at 26 overall. About what my RMS is. So kind of cool. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to turn on one of these bus compressors. This one's from. Actually, I'm going to turn on the one from Bitwig itself first, not the one from Native Instruments. Okay, so this is with the compressor on, and now look at the interesting things it does to these sine waves. It actually bumps up information in the lower. This would almost be harmonics if I would know any better. But if we turn off the compressor, nothing. Turn it on. Where is this information coming from? From what I know, bumping it up, it's probably acting like a distortion where it's pumping up the amount of amplitude. There is a little bit of sound difference on there, but still heavily annoying, so I'm not going to turn it on. But it's an interesting way that it almost harmonic information is down here, but it's not really harmonic like it would be an even type of stuff over here. Not like a saw wave or something. But it's increasing, and if I put the input there, it doesn't do anything. So if I mess with ratio, they go away. So literally the compressor is doing something to those sine waves, and messing with that audio information in a way that it's basically increasing the levels past probably the hearing frequency, or at least does it not show what key it is? Let's use this. So like this spectrum analyzer doesn't see it. Probably because it's not turned on. There we go. So look at that. All the way up to D7, D8. There's little peaks and valleys down there. So that's pretty cool. We can actually see the compressor actually doing something to our signal, and that's just a simple sine wave signal. Um, I have some other, and I'm gonna delete these tracks because um, there's also a couple other things that I wanted to demonstrate. So I got Sublab XL. I got a kick just for a kick, and I got two other instances of pigments. They actually are other types of or other presets just to give some more audio information. And this one I will turn up the sound a bit so that you can hear actually what it's doing. All right, and then I'm going to turn it back down. As you can see, the spectrum's catching it. It's doing its normal, but I like the spectrum too because I have two instances of it, one over here and one over here, and it's giving me a kind of a pre-post of what it looks like post messing with the computer, a compressor, and pre messing with the compressor. Um, so I think the pre is the green. And let me just check and make sure I don't have any other compressors or other. Nope, just two. What am I seeing? Other colors. So this one's kind of cool. Is you can let me remove everything. You can put them on per track, and it helps you identify the. Wrong one again. You can help identify the spectrum on per track. So this is just a single track. And we're going to call this post comp. So literally, there's only one thing going on, and then you can see the levels. It should look like the one from built into Bitwig, kind of the same stuff. And then what I want to do is I want to move the second one all the way over to here, and call this pre-comp. All right, and then they're both purple, so we need to change its colors up a bit so that I can differentiate between the two. So one blue, one red, and then let's take off the fill. So basically, it's about doing the same thing, right? So if we turn on a compressor, you should see a little bit of difference, and it's kind of hard to tell. But the line here is driving that there is a compressor difference in the peaks and stuff like that when it's going and it's actually active, and then it can be further exaggerated adding more compressors. And now you can see the lines and how they're reacting post and pre-compression to give you a little bit of analysis on how your compressor is affecting the sound that it's hearing. This is all on the master channel. Normally, you probably wouldn't put a lot of compressors on the master channel, but we're doing this just to kind of illustrate a point of what it's doing, or at least seeing it, because when they're off and just on the master, it's barely tellable, but you can actually tell with the red post compression what's going on versus the blue or the teal, I guess, color. Free, and it you can actually see the differences in how it's behaving. Harder to tell with this. I thought with compression you could actually tell between the peaks and stuff like that. Compression, as I'm learning, affects transients a heck of a lot, obviously with attack and release here. But it affects transients a lot. Sustained notes, it doesn't affect as much. obviously, because what you want to do is you want to affect the basically the kick or whatever is hitting that peak and turn it down immediately. So when this is going, basically for every time it's hitting all these bumps is actually what you're measuring. So a better spectrum analyzer for measuring compression would be something that's over time, or what's called a histogram, I think. That allows you to see the peaks over time, and then you can measure those. You see the frequencies and how they're hitting, and be able to measure them better, and how your compression is. This does an okay job, but it's really hard to measure it, just purely looking at this one, because every time it bumps up, that's when you want to kind of measure how it is, post compression, pre compression. With this Spectrum 2, it's a lot easier to see it because you can actually see the lines. It's giving you a line difference, and basically, if I wanted to see how an individual, like say the sub here, I can just slap another one on here, and now I have 3 lines of information going in, and telling me. So my sub is this one right here. That's doing it, and that's how the compression's being, or that's pre-compression, and how my compression's actually affecting the sub as opposed to the whole type thing. Of course, when you're into engineering, you want to say, hey, listen to it. Visualization is fine. I didn't know you could actually visualize it, so that's why I'm kind of on this little rant right now. But realistically, you want to hear, and I'm tapping on my headphones. You want to hear what's going on. So what I want to do is kind of mute the stuff and kind of listen just to the sub and to the kick. So let me turn it back up. So now I got something. Just it's a 4 on the floor beat and the 4 on the floor sub. They're together at the same time domain, meaning they're both triggering at the same time. So basically, I should not hear a difference between the two. But when I turn on one of the compressors, depending on how it's set up, you can actually hear the difference. It's a lot of stuff. Sometimes you can actually hear that kick. Other times you can hear the sub. And then how you mess with it, you can actually hear the kick. You can actually hear the sub. You can destroy them both. You can destroy. You can not touch either of them, depending on the attack and the makeup and the threshold. Um, you can do various things to improve the sound. So overall, pretty cool. Yours are kind of the best approach to analyzing the music. But short of that, if your ears are playing tricks on you like mine often do, sometimes the spectrum analysis can help with picking up what is my compressor doing to my sound. As with the sine waves, actually, you can't. I don't think you can hear what it was actually doing. Obviously, because it had turned down. But realistically, it showed up on the spectrum, and it showed what should have been three peaks, but it looked like it added a whole bunch of harmonic information that normally wouldn't be there unless because we cranked up the amplitude or the compressor that basically it tries to do a makeup and crank up the lower part of the sound to match with the higher parts of the sound. Whatnot. I don't know. Compressors are hard to understand. There's so many uses for them. I think the F9 channel had 6 different uses going through it. Very, very good to understand, or very helpful to understand. Did a phenomenal job. But I'm still learning and understanding what they do, and I'm trying to think of different ways of trying to visualize it or understand it through other than trying to listen, which I should be doing anyway. But either way, uh, but anyway, I hope you liked the video. I hope it wasn't as train wreck as always, but usually it is. And I appreciate you if you're still here. I really do. Thank you very much, and I will catch you later.